Hi Suri, excellent stuff. Great. What a great set of pictures. You're doing excellently. This is the second class that you're in. So I'm hoping we're going to see amazing things. You're using also Rebel T6 and that's a great camera to be using. Okay, let's jump in. So here we've got a good example of focusing. Yeah, you just missed the focus on the Khalav, and I think you hit it on the back wall there, so it shows you even more how focus works. Just remember, this is what you need to remember from focus. Focus equals distance. Okay, focus is distance. That means that if you've focused on somebody, if they move towards you, yeah, you're going to have to readjust your focus. Or if you move backwards or forwards, whenever the distance between you and your subject changes, the focus that you previously had is not going to be any good anymore, and you're going to have to adjust. Okay, so that's what we learned from this exercise. Okay, well demonstrated. Okay, so you're in class 2, so you haven't learned yet about shutter speed. Although, 1 second, it looks like you held it quite steady. You just slightly missed the focus. This is actually a very well composed image. I would crop a little bit. You've just missed the focus. The distance is actually, see that this is sharp here. It's a little bit further forward than the bear, so the bear's a little bit out of focus. But the actual light on the bear is excellent, and this texture in the background is really, this is a really nice picture. This is like, could see this in like a, a Hollywood film kind of, this really works for a Hollywood film kind of picture. A lot of beautiful elements in this image. Just the bear's not sharp. It'd be nice if the bear was sharp and we'd soften it. But look at that gorgeous energy there in those lines. But we just wish that was over here. Great. This was a third. So I think where we were before. Let's just have a look. What we're trying to do with the third is we are trying to work out where the center of our subject is. So our subject here is like this. This means we've got an energy moving in this direction. Okay. So our center point of our subject, we have to evaluate it with our eyes. The center point of our subject, I think, is around here, a little bit off center of the mass of the whole thing, because of the energy is moving that way. And you have nailed it. That really is a third. Excellent. And then this comes also along at a third. That's a bonus. Very, very good. Okay. Excellent. Sweet. Please keep in mind the rule of thirds. It's a real rule. It makes all the difference to images. If you look through my portfolio, you'll see I'm using the rule of thirds all the time. Okay, it allows for that. Doesn't mean that I don't break the rules, but the rules are. I'm trying to teach you the rules of classical portrait photography, of the rules of beauty, of understanding the camera, etc. So you can break all the rules. Picasso broke all the rules, yeah, but he also knew all the rules. So breaking the rules is only cool once you know all the rules. Otherwise, you're just doing anything. It doesn't make a difference. So we can break the rules, but you do need to know the rules in the first place. And the rules are the rules for generally good reason. And to adhere to the rules when we're trying to set our photography to become viable commercial portrait photographers, adhering to the rules is generally a good idea. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, again, we've just missed the focus. There could be an issue with the focusing on your camera. You've just missed the focus. However, you nailed the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise is to learn that when we're taking pictures of a face, okay, well, there's 2 points. Number one, to crop and close, which you did. Then another point, which is maybe a little more important, is the point of entry is the eyes. And to remember, once you enter into the picture, when you're looking at a face, your eyes move downwards. Okay, that means that the level of the eyes should actually just be just above center. Okay, which you intuited, which you sensed. Okay, so that shows a good sensitivity to the image. This is a balanced picture. Generally, I've told just a little bit, generally the eyes need to be a little bit higher. However, his couple here is actually adding a tension at the top over here, which means although your eyes are moving down, they don't move as far down or as quickly down as they would generally, because his cupple is causing a tension. So they're a little bit, although they're still above halfway, they're generally, if he wasn't wearing his cupple, it could be that it would need to be a little bit higher. But this is excellent. This really is very very encouraging that you really understand this. You've got a good sensitivity to the directions of the image, which is very, very important. So pat on the back for that. Nice one. Okay, let's move forward. This is to space. This is excellent. This really is excellent. I wouldn't have cropped his feet off. If his feet were in, then that would be a very that would be a really successful picture. The energies are great. Okay, you're going to learn in the later classes that the background should be far away if you can, but it's not such a big deal. The actual stats, although you don't really know the stats right now, I don't think, the actual stats are excellent. What are you shooting on? 1 second. Are you on manual? So you've got some kind of, already you've got an introduction, you already understand photography a bit, or, well, you're in manual, so. So the energies are moving this way, that's great. Yeah, we got a lot of movement this way. Just again, our eye comes in and scrapes a little bit over here. That line is also bringing us down. That's the reason why that all becomes kind of scratchy over there. That would, just a teeny bit more room there would have made all the difference. Okay, but the actual balance of where he is excellent. This is really a balanced image, and you've really understood this. Great, nice one. Pat on the back. Okay, here's our photo shoots. Let's just flick through. Very encouraging. Very encouraging. You are still going to look back in another few weeks and think, wow, look at how far I've come along, because there's a lot of stuff here that's still, there's a lot of room to move forward as well. Okay, this is a great shot. I think it needs a little bit more room over here, which we can actually get by cropping off a little bit of room over there. If we crop off over here, do you see it makes this space bigger relatively? You still need a bit more room. It's not balanced. These lines intersecting with the edge of the canvas over here. Yeah, this is the edge of the canvas, and you've got all these like lines sticking over here, so those create sticking points which create a tension, which means although the kid's body is moving in this direction, yeah, his face is looking this way. If his face was looking over in that direction, it would be a different story, but as it is, it's a slightly unbalanced image. It's heavier on this side than it is on this side, so it kind of goes like this on this side, because of this very vibrant pattern intersecting with the edge of the canvas. Okay, but I do appreciate the picture. It's a nice shot. Okay, this is also a nice shot. You've got a nice strong shape here. That's great. Good strong triangle, dynamic. This line in the background intersects at a perfect place in our subject. The subject's where it turns from his legs to his midsection. Okay, so that works well. You've just missed the focus on his face, and you focus on his knees. It could be you have to practice with your focus. Remember, focus is distance, so you should be focusing on his face, recomposing, and then taking the shot. If you just took the picture like that, it could be that his knees would have got focus. Make sure it's your middle focus point that is lit, that's active. Okay, that is a mistake. That he's not. That it's his legs that are sharp and not his face. Okay, but the actual picture, the actual mechanics of the image are all in place. That's excellent. Really well seen. Good. Okay, we've got some flare, so that's the reason why it's kind of a little hazy. You can fix that very easily in Lightroom. It's a little too cropped in. Remember, cropping in gives you two things, the two eyes, intimacy and intensity. So this isn't an intense or intimate picture. Give it a little bit more room. Again, our eye here is scratching. It would make a difference if we cropped off that little bit. Let me see. Probably have to crop off a bit of his head as well. Do you see how it's not, that makes a difference because it's not as scratchy? Because that there, actually, as you come along now, you notice that your eye is moving around. Like a little bit scratches. It doesn't bang, but it scratches, okay? Cropping that gets rid of that. You can see here that we're in need. This is unbalanced, but I don't think it's going to work. Let me see what happens if I crop it a little bit more. Pull this out. Sure. No, doesn't quite do it. The other crop I think was better, keeping a bit of the couple in there and just like that. A little tight. Next time try and be a little further away. You got the focus. Again, it's a little hazy just because of the sun peeking through here. You can see that line there. That's also an issue. Nice shot. The kid looks like he's very comfortable with you. I appreciate the pose. Just like I said, just a little bit further out, I think would make the difference. Okay, this is a nice picture. This is a great shot. Now, this is heavy. This is very attractive. Our eye is very much pulled to this stuff. Sharp vertical lines very much pulls our eye. So we've got a movement coming this way. Yeah, a good movement coming this way. But it's unbalanced because of this heavy energy. So I think it would fix things if we crop this like this. Something like this. And I think in post we'll darken that a little bit more, and that will leave for a much more balanced image. The light on his face is great. You nailed the focus, 100%. Excellent. The stats are good. The stats are good. Not that I don't know if you understand about this right now, but the stats seem to be okay. You have the 50mm, so they're good, but they could definitely be improved upon. That you'll learn about in class 4 and 5. Okay. But the actual images, this is a great shot. Good for class 2. You're doing excellently, really. Okay. Again, we're moving in this direction, so let's go with the direction. There's really no need for the room over here. We really want to be going with the direction of the picture. Do you see how that just balances stuff up? Just that. Look at the difference. You see, it really makes a difference. This is a great shot. A lot of energy here. I love the actual composition is great. Very energized. We've got good energies moving in this direction. He's pin sharp. Stats are okay. This line here is helpful. Everything in him is tight and compressed. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Really. Good stuff. Which one should we take into Lightroom? Let's take this one into Lightroom. It already looks like you've added some contrast, maybe a bit of clarity in Lightroom already, but let's just see if we can go a little bit further. A pat on the back in the meantime for a job very well done. Excellent. Okay, so we didn't save it from last time. Let's move me out of the way. There we go. Let's crop in, getting him on the 3rd. Think like that, maybe a drop more. Okay, let's now immediately darken this area. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my paintbrush. And not only am I going to darken it, I'm also going to soften those lines a little bit, quite a lot. And I'm going to press H so I can see my pin, and I'm going to duplicate that. And now there we go. Oh, excuse me. Let's create a new pin. 1 second. Pin there. Okay. I'm going to brighten his face a teeny weeny little bit. There's really not that much to do to this picture. There really isn't. There we go. Let's have a look. And I think I'm going to darken this area a little bit as well. Oh, 1 second, I didn't want to do that. Let's create a new one, new pin. Now let's just see what happens if we darken this area a little bit. Just a drop. And I think one thing that's going to make a little difference is we would just drop the clarity of the entire picture just a little bit. Just ever so slightly. There we go. Very subtle, very subtle. We just took away a little bit of the intensity of this pattern over here. We added a little bit of brightness to his face, and we softened everything just to take off a slight edge. Okay, good, excellent. Very. Just have a quick flick through again. This is excellent for your second class. You've obviously done some kind of photography class in the past, which has held you in good stead, and you're in a really good place, a really strong place to push forward. So keep up with the practicing, and it's now, we've been in business for about 6-7 months, and we've got, you know, a lot of people coming through the course now, having completed it, and it's basically without exception. It's not basically, it's without exception that every photographer who has come from zero has now become at a professional level where they're entitled to be charging money for their photography. And excellent, so just stay with it, and you got what to look forward to. Okay, all the best. Looking forward to seeing what you do for us next week.